Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and all the good stuff. Today we've got a story, and the story is about a Miranda Barbour. This is an intense one, guys. This one's an intense one. So let's get into it. Start here. This is Troy LaFerrara. I'm so butchering that last name. He was found murdered on the 12th of November 2013. Now, he was a married man, married for 2 years, no children, together for 8. Sadly, Mr. Troy here had some other interests other than his wife, shall we say?
We responded to an incident at the rear of the 200 block of Catalyst Avenue. At this point, we have a deceased person. It is under investigation. District Attorney's Office has been notified. We've requested the assistance of the state police. Circumstances of death at this point are questionable.
Mr. Troy was found in a vehicle, sort of in a back alley, with multiple stab wounds and a ligature around his neck. His property was still on him, his phone, etc., which is where the police sort of got and went through and did what they do with mobile phones to get all the data from it, which came out that obviously, like I said, Mr. Troy has a bit of an addiction to Craigslist and trying to find young girls, shall we say, to spend some quality time with, maybe. After the police going through Troy's phone, they'd come up with a name of the person who he'd last spoken to, and that was Miranda Barbour. She was an 18-year-old girl with a toddler, married to Elliot, a 20-something-year-old boy. They'd been married, sort of 40 days. He was not the father of the child, and then she got taken in to the police station to be interviewed and asked, what's and why's.
The reason you're here is there's a guy who was murdered, and his name is Troy LaFerrara.
You answered his ad on Craigslist, right?
Yeah.
What did his ad say?
It implied that you would be paid to go out with this person. That's what the ad implied.
Did it say sexual? Was it sexually explicit? Or was it going to dinner? I mean, that would be spelled out in a Craigslist ad.
I mean, it was, yes, it was, but
Okay.
I didn't go into it intending to do that.
So you were going to meet up with this guy, make a couple of bucks.
Yes.
Okay. Were you on the phone with him at all, or talking to him? Messaging him?
We were messaging back and forth, yes.
Okay.
We were just supposed to meet up at Denny's, but it never happened.
Meeting never happened.
Yes.
Being that your phone number is his last call.
As the police were questioning her, she was very much like, no, I did speak to him. I did not meet him. She just was very adamant. Had nothing to do with her. Why on earth are you even talking to me? This is nothing to do with me. I just need to get home to my baby, that kind of thing. And she was very calm until they wanted to take her phone. And, well, the shit hit the fan.
Put you pretty close.
I mean,
So we need to be able to prove that you did it or that you didn't do it. So I'm going to ask you right now a very basic, very simple question
Okay.
that you need to answer either yes or no to.
Okay.
Were you involved in, or do you have any knowledge of the death of that guy, the death of Troy?
No.
We didn't just tonight decide, you know what, I want to go talk to Miranda.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened. and some information has come.
I understand that, but
Do you understand
my
that?
goal right now is to get back to my daughter.
Our goal is to find the person who killed him,
Yeah.
okay? And you're the last person on his phone.
Actually, Miranda, we gotta take your phone, put it in evidence, and then get a search warrant to go through.
That's not fair to me at all.
That's what we have to
I
do.
have the right to walk out of here with all of my belongings, which
Not
I'm
with
going to
Not with
do.
your phone. We're gonna take your
I'm
phone.
very offended right now.
I'm sorry.
I
Yeah, you understand.
I have time. I need numbers. I need my phone numbers.
You understand we have a job to do.
I did not kill that man. I've never met that man in my life before.
I hope not.
I'm a single. I just got married. You guys are coming in my life, questioning me. I'm very offended.
Do you understand why we're questioning
Do you understand why I feel the way that I feel?
No. Do you understand why
No.
we're questioning you?
I don't.
So
I never met up with
so
him.
your phone number being the last.
Yes, but I never
But
met
do
up
you-
with this man.
Understandable, but do you think that maybe is something we need to check into?
I want to go home to my baby who is screaming her head off for me.
We're taking your phone before you
Don't
go.
touch
Okay?
me. I demand a way right now.
All right. This
Don't
is not,
touch me.
stop.
No.
Stop.
No.
This is
I
not
want.
have to get physical.
Stop. I didn't do anything. Fuck all of this. Oh my God.
That same day, a husband of 40 days was brought in for questioning. To be fair, he came across way better than she did, very much believable, apart from the part that, he was saying that, yeah, my wife do meet men, but it's just a talk. It's, of course, like, she's not hooking up with them. She's just talking. When husbands just got a lot on their chest and they just need to get it off. Okay, love. And the fact, can I just note, this was on his birthday. This is incredible. But he was very much like, when the police was telling him, he was like, it's fine. Maybe I gotta have a chat with her when I get home. But it was very, very strange. It was very, very monotone and very like, oh, well.
Right. And is it Elliot or
It's Elliot.
Elliot?
Yes.
Okay, Barbour, correct? All right. Well, the reason we're here.
Okay.
All right. Your wife, her number is the last phone number on our victim's cell phone before he dies.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And we're trying to figure out why.
All right. You're hoping I can help.
Yep.
Okay.
What do you know?
All right. I guess full honesty here. I've never heard of him, and I don't know anything about that. But the only thing I know is that what my wife does is meet with someone who's willing to just pay you some money to have a nice conversation and sit down. Doesn't provide sex, anything other than companionship, because that's what they want. And if she was the last person he called, then that means that he was a potential client.
What is it she does?
I don't know if you've ever seen the type of movies to where someone goes to a whore. Not that I'm saying she's a whore. That's a comparison. A guy goes to a whore and he's totally about to have sex with her. Then he breaks down, and then the whole scene is him crying. Oh, I hate my life. I love my wife so much, but she's just being a bitch. And then she's just filing her nails, listening to him, and then she gets paid for the companionship, for listening, for being an open ear. And that's basically what it's about.
All right. I'm gonna let you know a little something.
Okay.
She was meeting up with our victim
When this period,
the night of your birthday.
really, that's fucked up. Okay. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have a long discussion when I get home.
The 7 hours after her first interview with the police and her storming out, having a complete tantrum, she returned to the police station where she had some things to say. Now, she would tell them that that she did meet him. that he was very aggressive with her, he was groping her, that he was choking her out, and she always carries around 3-bladed items in her car, don't everybody, clearly. And she said that she had used the knife once, it didn't work, she used it again, it didn't work, so she continued to do it. And that interview you will see in a minute, but it's so scary.
Obviously, there's something on your mind that you'd like to share with us.
Most definitely.
Okay. Would you like to tell me about that a little bit?
I arranged to meet up with him, and I pulled in the mall. I saw him. He got in my car. Everything seemed fine, and as soon as I put the car in park, everything just completely flipped upside down. I didn't know what to do. He just attacked me.
What was he doing to you?
One hand was on my throat, and the other hand was touching me down there.
What I'm getting from what you're talking is basically he's being really aggressive, groping you.
Yes. And I do have 3 knives in my car. I usually carry one on me, and I just grabbed it.
What happened after you took the knife?
I stabbed him once and it didn't do anything. And I stabbed him again and it didn't do anything. It was still being continued. There was nothing that changed. There's just blood. Like a horror scene in my car.
As Miranda is being hauled off to jail, they bring in Elliot for a second interview. Now, this time, Elliot is very much different. He admits that she's lying. It wasn't anything that he was abusive or he attacked her. This was all very much planned. They even to the degree of having code words. It was did you see the stars tonight? And Elliot was to get up and choke him while she used the knife. This again, he was very open and honest about it, which is bizarre to me, but I digress on that one. He was saying that, that this has been planned for a long time. He was very happy and very open to have this communication with the police officers.
It's your birthday.
It was my birthday.
Okay. Did you have a good birthday?
Yes, I did. As fucked up as it is.
Yeah.
This guy was not looking for just companionship. He was looking for sex. She misleadingly sold him sex through texts. But that was never the intention. The whole intention was to go. Now, yes, I knew she was going to meet him. Yes, I was with her. Yes, I did take part. I'm in the back seat, covered up by a blanket. And she's in the front. He gets in the car. I'm probably around 8. So I pop up with that quarter jaw found on the body. That was me.
Where do you have that cable at? Just right around his body? Around the throat? Okay. Good.
Yeah, good. It was pretty good.
The same.
In between the headpiece and the bottom was where I tried to angle it up underneath it. I put my feet up against the back and pulled as hard as I could. She said she stabbed him in the groin. I think she said she stabbed him in the leg, and the majority was to the chest. She did say she stabbed him in the neck, and it went through. And I lean forward, and there's just blood everywhere. And she's like, "Oh my God, there's blood everywhere. I don't know what to do."
Something you just wanted to do, and you guys decided to do, and you did it together.
Yeah. Nothing more to. If that's the answer to why as well.
So you just decided you're gonna
We
kill
just
someone.
decided that we were gonna kill somebody. We had no reason to know anything else other than that.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna step out real quick. Alright?
Okay,
Come back with
Sean,
you.
you're the one that comes back.
I'm coming back. I'm the only one coming back.
You want this?
Yep. Thanks, Bob.
Cool.
Now, Miranda was a victim in her early years. Her uncle had actually been charged and sentenced to 14 years for the matters that surrounded it. She also claimed that at the age of 12, she joined this satanic gang and she'd worked her way up. But it was also a lot of lies in there, that she'd been odd and there'd, been physical and mental abuse. And at one point, she'd also told her mom that she had got pregnant and they had given her an abortion. Her mum obviously took her to the hospital and to work out this was an absolute lie and it just wasn't factual. She moved around a lot. She got pregnant at 16. She left the dad, although she went on to tell everybody that he had been killed. He was part of this gang. Again, not true. But this isn't where it ends with Miranda. So she then moves to a friend who is in North Carolina with her baby, thinking it's going to be a fresh start. This is where she meets Elliot. Now, Elliot was, in fact, her friend's boyfriend. She met him when she was 8 months pregnant. His girlfriend at the time was also pregnant, but them two connected. I don't know. Girl code's gone out the window, clearly. They settled with another friend where they were just sort of plodding along, I suppose, until all of this happened in November 2013. At this point, that Miranda is obviously in jail, and she now admits to something completely bizarre, but she admits to that she is a serial killer and she stopped counting after 22 kills.
Okay, well, first, very nice to meet you after all this time, and this is your hour, so whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I guess I kind of just have to trust that you write what I say and don't twist it.
I promise you that won't happen.
Well, I turned 12. Like, my entire life flipped upside down when I turned 12.
Why? What happened at 12?
I got into a gang, started doing drugs, skipped school all the time, and the gang that I was in, it was based around Satanism. I always felt like there was something inside of me. And I know it's bad, and I know that one day it will be completely out of control. This is not the first time.
Are you saying that you have killed before?
Yes.
How many times, Miranda? If you had to take a guess, what would you say?
If I had to take a guess, I know that when I hit 22, I stopped counting.
As you can imagine, this is huge news, not just in the States, but everywhere. Everyone was talking about it, what the heck. This young girl, this teenager, she's not even in her 20s yet, and she's a serial killer with a minimum of 22 under her belt from, 2008 to 2013. That's a lot. That's a lot of deaths to be admitting to, and that's a huge number. You know, that is an absolute huge number to admit to. When you think, you know, like John Wayne Gacy and people like that, you know, their numbers are up there. She isn't no John Wayne Gacy. Do you know what I'm saying? But people were lapping it up. They really were lapping it up. The news reporters was lapping it up, and it was bizarre. It was a trip.
Killer now claims to have murdered 22 people across the country.
Tonight in Northumberland County with a story that continues to capture national attention.
Miranda now claims she was part of a satanic cult and killed more than 20 people.
Miranda, did you really kill 22 people?
The story of the alleged Craigslist thrill killers in Northumberland County is getting even more bizarre. One of the suspects accused of stabbing a man to death in Sunbury told the newspaper reporter she's killed before.
She's a petite, baby-faced teen, now claiming to be one of the country's deadliest serial killers.
Miranda Barbour n'a que 19 ans. Elle a été arrêtée et écrouée pour un meurtre commis aux États-Unis en Pennsylvanie en novembre.
She never hesitated once. She never gave the impression of it was a rehearsal. I said, Miranda, you know, as you sit here, do you have any remorse whatsoever? And she said, none.
She said the first murder that she participated in was done with an associate, but she stopped murdering. She has it in her soul, in her heart, that she wanted this to come out, so she would not do it anymore. We do know that she has an affinity for the fantasy game called Dark Soul, which is a very dark, death-laden video game on PlayStation and other kind of video type things where there's a lot of killing.
Elliot is brought back to the police station from jail to answer some more questions. Now, obviously, they wanted to know what he knew about these, what Miranda has admitted to. Now, he is saying that absolutely it's true. You know, she has has demons inside her, and he 100% backs up what she is saying, that she told him from the age of 12 up to obviously the last one that she had many under her belt. And apparently this last one was she wanted to be caught because she didn't feel good enough as a mother to raise that child, and adoption for some strange reason was out of the equation. It makes absolutely no sense at this point, to be honest. It was like, what on earth is going on with these people?
We're going to be speaking about the murders that you have information on that Miranda Barbour, your wife, may have been involved with, correct?
Yeah. I heard she said 22 plus bodies since she was 13. She told me her first body was when she was 12.
Do you believe this?
Do I believe her?
You, Elliot,
I believe her.
us in a room.
Yes.
You believe.
100%. I fully believe she killed these people. No part of me doubts that. I always told everybody I thought Miranda was possessed. And I don't know if y'all are religious, but I am. And that shit exists. And she is possessed.
It's a demon. It's what?
It's a demon.
September 14th, Miranda and Elliot's trial began with the death penalty on the table. So they pled out to second-degree murder with other charges on top to make them both have a life sentence without parole. Now, of course, the final question is, what about all these bodies? What about all these that she has admitted to? Well, the truth is there aren't any. The police from every single place that she said that these people were, there just wasn't. There was, multiple agencies. This wasn't just one agency job. This was multiple agencies in multiple states, and no one could find anything that she was saying to be truthful. So it just wasn't true. It was just another figment of her imagination.
An odd story, actually, because usually when somebody says they did something like this, you can find some little bit more evidence.
Well, anything is possible, Brooke, and of course it's conceivable that she's a serial killer, but I'll tell you why I doubt it. First of all, this would be a very rare case.
Officials in Alaska and Pennsylvania note that so far in their states, they have not been able to verify any of Barbour's claims.
False confessors look...
Just wow. What a story. Like, holy moly. Why would she admit to something that didn't happen? I don't know. There's something clearly going on in her head. Why they would waste their lives, you know, they're barely adults at this point, and now they're in jail for life without parole. That's such a waste, and not only a waste for Mr. Troy, but for them too as well. And for that baby who's going to grow up knowing that her mum is Miranda Barbour. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and share. Please leave a comment and let me know your thoughts on it. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.